Welcome to Quantumly Kinky with Veda, where we talk about sex, Chinese medicine, and character development for the multidimensional you.
Episode 25. The doctor is in, and she's turned on. My journey to Dr. Veda. Welcome back to Quantumly Kinky, where the body is divine interface, pleasure is our programming, and frequency is the ultimate medicine. I am your host, Sarah Veda, and today's episode is not just an offering, it's a celebration, because this week I officially graduate as a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine after 4 years. But what I'm really celebrating is not the title, not the tassel, and definitely not the piece of paper. I'm celebrating the timeline, the one that I've been weaving for 15 years. Through lots of study, adventure, and some major life transitions, through love, through loss, and most importantly, through dedication and play. Because this degree, it didn't begin for me 4 years ago. It began when I let my curiosity and turn on lead my life. And this episode 25, is the celebration and ceremony of that becoming. So before I ever touched a meridian or a needle, I was deep in the metaphysical, the unseen forces that direct this reality, but weren't really talked about in my traditional schooling. And my first love, well, that was understanding myself as the multidimensional creator of my reality. And I'm not talking about the sanitized version, not the trending wellness one, but I mean the wild, mystical, renegade version that really went deep into the wormhole of why? Why am I a multidimensional creator of my reality? So for over 15 years, I've been decoding this energetic matrix of healing, and it's been through many areas of study. Some of those which include the science of mind teachings, and those really helped me to understand thoughts as architecture. And then, of course, something I've mentioned previously, the Seth material by Jane Roberts. This completely blew open my understanding of multidimensional consciousness and personal reality creation. And then, of course, there's radionics and scalar wave theory, working with these energetic broadcasting systems that ultimately collapse space-time and allow us to access patterns beyond the physical. This was so exciting to me. And then I had time science, and these studies are really what taught me to feel timelines as malleable and reality not as fixed, but as changeable, breathable. And then, of course, I have my studies into all different types of religions, the occult, magic with a K, sexuality, the expression of it, and of course the Jungian psychology behind kink. So this was my world for the last 15 years, diving deep into the metaphysical, the multidimensional, and this world was home to me. But 4 years ago, something unexpected began to call me for the second time. And it wasn't new. It, in fact, felt ancient and familiar. So I started receiving some interesting dreams and then a slew of synchronicities. And then one day during COVID, almost effortlessly, I found myself enrolled in a 4-year doctorate program in Chinese medicine. This was not to abandon my existing frequency work, but it was to root it even deeper and continuing to focus on sovereign sexuality and living a turned-on life. I wanted to bring my love of scalar coding, light body work, and that sexy soul technology down into the soma, the body. And I saw myself doing that through herbal prescriptions, acupuncture, and this ancient, beautiful medicine that revered nature as the center point of balance and wellness. I didn't want to bypass the body, but I wanted to worship it even more intentionally. So I went to school. And then there was what they didn't teach me in school. They taught me how to needle, how to diagnose, how to chart pulses and pattern presentations, how to bill, code, and comply. But what they didn't teach me was how to stay erotically attuned through it all, how to protect the sacred current of aliveness that was running through my body, even when the grind tried to flatten it. No one mentioned that the ancient Taoists saw intimacy, real, embodied, pulsing intimacy, as medicine. That sensual vitality was not separate from health, but foundational to it. There was not one single lecture on how to keep my heart open while memorizing 3 different languages. No curriculum for womb-led study or grief-integrated learning. No guidance on how to stay turned on while being tested, drained, and taught to numb. They definitely didn't teach me how to make love to my meridians or how to keep channeling even when the system only wanted protocols. They didn't show me how to nourish the part of me that speaks in pulse waves, that dreams in scalar frequencies, and that refuses to collapse her mysticism for a license. But I did it anyway. I made my study a seduction. I whispered secrets into point functions and let them whisper back. I passed all the tests with A's, but more importantly, I passed through the gates still fully awakened to my erotic sovereignty, but now with more awareness of how to serve others in my mission on Timeship Earth. This degree did not tame me. Rather, I rewilded this degree and let it live in me like a lover, devoted, awakened, and deeply turned on. So now, 4 years later, I'm not just stepping out with a new title. I'm stepping out with a method, a new code, a living, breathing healing system that bridges ancient Taoist wisdom with scalar energetics, body-based sovereignty, and soul-level erotic recalibration. The Veda method isn't just how I practice, it's how I transmit. It's acupuncture and energy medicine pulsed through a quantum field. It's herbalism, but encoded with timeline repair. It's hypnotica erotica activations that seduce the cells. It's scalar seduction with frequency inversion to rebalance the whole system. And it's soul remembrance dressed in clinical skill. And now, officially as Dr. Veda, I'm here to offer it to the world, to the patients, to the lovers, to the seekers, and to the ones ready to get turned on by their own healing. So maybe you're listening and you're not graduating this week, but let me tell you something. You don't need a stage to step into your sovereignty. You don't need a robe or a tassel to know when you're crossing thresholds. You might be receiving a soul degree right now in surrender, in heartbreak, in courage, in pleasure, in trust. So this week, light a candle, place your hand over your heart and whisper to yourself, I accept the title of who I'm becoming. Because this is your ceremony too, and I'm so honored to be walking it with you. Let's take a deep breath together. And here's where it all converges. I'll keep showing up every Wednesday on Quantumly Kinky, and not just to speak, but to transmit, to offer my perspective, my codes, my lived experience as a way of staying in service to those two questions that guide everything I do. How may I serve, and what is your will for me? You see, this isn't just content, it's calibration. It's how I stay plugged into the current and how I help others do the same. And now, another layer of the work begins. I'm stepping into my practice as Dr. Veda, not just as a title, but as a playful responsibility to hold space, to work hands-on, and to bring the Veda method into form. Because this was never just about a podcast. It's a living field, a weekly pulse, a reclamation together of truth through the body. And now that field expands. Quantumly Kinky continues as my weekly devotional broadcast. And in person, as Dr. Veda, I begin the next transmission. Not just healer, not just the guide, but an architect of frequency. Of frequency medicine specialist. Eastern medicine doctor. Sexuality expression coach. And this is only the beginning. And if no one said it to you today, I'm proud of you. You're graduating in ways no one else may ever see. And that, it's the sexiest kind of ceremony there is.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Quantumly Kinky with Veda. Stay turned on. Till next time.